Happy October the 1st, or as Kaylee likes to call it,
the first day of Halloween.
Yep. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to rifle through a list of movies and television shows that are releasing episodes within the horror genre, obviously, but within the month of October. So this will be these are all the noteworthy things I could find. No matter how long I look, no matter how deep I dig, I always miss a couple things that I outright just straight up missed. There's plenty of things that I saw, I was like, I don't think anyone's going to really care. Maybe they'll end up being gems. I don't know. But these are the ones that I think are noteworthy for one reason or another. So let's jump into them. Kaylee doesn't even know what probably 75% of these even are. But true. I was doing my research throughout this entire day looking for these titles. And this isn't going to be in any kind of order. As I said, I'm kind of going to rifle through them. I'll tell you a teeny tiny bit about them, but if you want to look up like when they're coming out this month. All of these are coming out this month. So you know that. If it says the dates right here on them, I will say them, but some of them don't have the dates. So, but I promise they all come out this month. So we're going to start here first with a movie we just watched last night called Monsters Summer. This one has Mel Gibson. We didn't care for it, so we're off to a bad start.
It's a bad start.
It's a bad start, but it is what it is. The big one, the obvious one, I think that a lot of people in the horror community are looking forward to. This one does come out on October 11th, which is Terrifier 3. I don't really need to say much about that one.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
Now, we've got the newest film in the VHS franchise. I was actually pretty surprised to find out that this comes out on Friday. I thought it came out a little later in the month, but no, it's this Friday the 4th, which is very exciting.
That's super exciting.
Another one I'm over the moon excited for, another sequel here, which is Smile 2, which is going to come out October the 18th. Ooh. A movie I honestly, at one point, was thinking maybe this will just get shelved forever, because I genuinely thought that this was something that the studios were just like abandoned. But Salem's Lot, which comes out this Thursday, October the 3rd.
So soon.
On HBO Max.
That's crazy.
Or just Max now. So, yeah, I mean, I honestly thought that might have been lost because it was supposed to come out years ago. Anyway, moving on. Next up, another sequel here on Netflix. This comes out October the 4th, this Friday as well, is The Platform Part 2. I just showed Kaylee The Platform 1 in preparation for this because, I want to watch this with her. And I really am a big fan of the first one. And I have absolutely no idea what the second one is about. Other than I'm sure it's going to be people on the platform like in the first one, but what will they add to it to make it new? We shall see. All right, next up, another one we did get to see early, which is Hold Your Breath. This will be coming to Hulu also on Thursday, October the 3rd. This stars Sarah Paulson, another movie that we didn't really care for that much. So once again, what we've seen so far hasn't been super promising, but that does not mean that a lot of these won't be promising. Next up, a Netflix film comes out October the 4th. This one doesn't have a horror label, but it does have like sci-fi, thriller, all of these different titles, and it is a Netflix release, and that's why it's noteworthy. But a lot of people seem to be pretty interested in this one. It is called It's What's Inside. So, as I said, you want to look up further details on them to see if they look interesting to you, then you can do so. Another one coming to Hulu on October the 11th called Mr. Crockett. It's kind of reminded me of something like Channel Zero, Candle Cove, or I Saw the TV Glow, some nostalgic throwback kind of thing with this guy who had a television show and they play the old tapes of his old show. Yeah. This looks really cool to me and might be one of the Hulu gems of the year. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
On October the 3rd, this Thursday, we have a new Prime original horror film from Blumhouse, everyone's favorite studio. House of Spoils. I know literally nothing about this film. It deals with a chef, though. And typically when we're dealing with chefs, we're dealing with cannibalism.
Yeah, that's a go-to for sure.
That might not be the case here for once, but
Yeah.
typically, whenever a chef is involved in horror as the main character,
They're usually eating and or cooking people.
Correct. So, there you go. All right, another film. I do not have a date on this one, but everyone always loves to see Justin Long in a horror movie. We got another one here, and this one's called Spin the Bottle. It also has Ali Lauder in it, who I haven't seen in quite a while. She was kind of a bigger deal in the early 2000s, but I haven't seen her in a ton as of late, not to my memory anyway, but a lot of Justin Long fans out there now. How long he'll be in this, if he's just a cameo, remains to be seen, but I always like to check out anything he's in. All right, next up we've got a movie written and directed by Spider-One, Rob Zombie's little brother himself. We liked one of his movies a good deal, and we really didn't like another one of his movies.
Yeah.
So this could be anything. I have honestly no idea. This is called Little Bites. And I
don't know anything
nothing.
about it. Yeah.
It says mother-daughter monster on the poster. That's all I can tell you.
Mother-daughter monster.
This next one I'm really looking forward to. It's called Frankie Freako. And this one is written and directed by Steven Katansky, who I love. I love any of the movies that he makes, whether it's Psycho Goreman or The Void or whatever. And this looks to be like some kind of practical creature feature, like a Ghoulies or a Gremlins or something, but with his comedy style.
Yeah.
Which, if you've seen anything that he worked on with Astron 6, it's definitely something to get excited for, in my opinion, if you like that brand of horror and humor. Next up, we've got a movie starring Nick Frost. I know a lot of people love him from the Simon Pegg verse. And he also has Alicia Silverstone in here as well. And this is a horror comedy. I would assume it's typically going to be comedy with him in it. But this is Crazy House. At least I think this is comedy. From the poster, it definitely looks comedy. In fact, it looks like it's kind of going... Because I think this is set in the 90s. And this font definitely reminds me of Saved by the Bell.
Oh.
Next up, this one is kind of not getting talked about at all. And it's probably because the trailer made it look very cheap, so I don't think a lot of people are very interested in this one. This will be coming straight to VOD. They are skipping theaters, so that once again is not a lot of giving people a lot of hope. But this is Hellboy, the Crooked Man. Yeah, we're getting another Hellboy film here in October, and it was originally supposed to come out in theaters last month, but they decided to skip that. It does look cheap. It does look like it has a very small budget. It's kind of odd to me, after 3 Hellboy films previously, 2 of them by Guillermo del Toro. You would think that this franchise would bring in more money, but because I think they've struggled financially in the past, they were trying to do it on the cheap, and that might come back to bite them. That remains to be seen, but I don't know. I'll give it a shot for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't care about the low budget. If it's entertaining, I will be into it. So we'll
Same.
see. This one kind of came out of nowhere. A trailer dropped for this very recently, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. This movie stars Dylan O'Brien from the Maze Runner series. Shout out to my kids. This one's called Caddo Lake. And this is going to be a brand new HBO Max, or just Max, horror film. And it is being released October 10th. I watched the trailer for it. Kind of reminded me of, well, I was going to say Ozarks, like where the setting is.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. You'll have to look at the trailer to see if it's up your alley. But if you like Dylan O'Brien, like a lot of people seem to, that one might be worth checking out. All right. Next up, we got a Shudder original here called Daddy's Head. Not a porno. This one actually has gotten quite a good amount of positive reviews.
Yeah, I actually saw somebody that I follow online post about this, saying that it was like fantastic.
Yeah.
So, because they saw it at one of the festivals.
Okay.
Which was cool. exciting.
Yeah, I think it comes out mid-October, somewhere in that area. Once again, I did not write down the dates, unfortunately, because it's just, I'm trying to get through these, and I would have spent all damn day doing this. Next up, this one's only notable here because of who is starring in it, which is Carrie-Anne Moss, Trinity herself, as well as Frank Grillo, and this is Die Alone. This seems to be a zombie movie, and when I was looking through all of what was coming out, a lot of non-noteworthy movies were zombie movies. There was a good amount of them, like 5 or 6 that I saw. I was like, whoa, this is a lot of zombie movies. And this was the most noteworthy one because of who was starring in it. That does not mean it's quality. In fact, some of the ones I skipped might be way better than this, for all we know. But I want to bring you the things that you guys might actually be somewhat interested in.
Yeah.
Now, this next one, I know some bit about. I know this is based on a true story. I thought. It is, right? Yeah, based on the shocking true story, yeah. This is a movie that is going to be directed by and starring Anna Kendrick and will be going straight to Netflix on October the 18th, called Woman of the Hour. So I don't want to spoil anything for what the story is actually about, and definitely go and give it a look if you are interested in Anna Kendrick directing a thriller, because these are like thrillers, horrors.
Yeah.
They don't have to specifically be horror. Anything that kind of falls under the umbrella. Anyways, the next one we have here comes to theaters. Supposedly, we'll see. It's probably a limited release. This is called Rumours. And this one stars Cate Blanchett and Charles Dance, as well as Alicia Vikander. This one looks very artsy. I think this is also zombies because it says here it's Night of the Living Dead meets Doctor Strangelove, which is such a bizarre mashup of concepts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super curious on this one just from like images that I've seen. It definitely looks more artistic. Yeah, with I don't know. Cate Blanchett said some shit to Margot Robbie recently about her being into metal and how, you know, people like, you know, are you also into like monster trucks and talking down to her and being like really shitty, and it's given me a really bad taste in my mouth with Cate Blanchett, unfortunately. But I still like her as an actress, so I will still watch films she's in, but that really rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the clip, it's really condescending and pretty shitty, especially to like horror fans who typically are into like metal and harder music, and she just basically equates us to like trash if we're into that kind of stuff. And it's like, they can't believe they're nice people. Because Margot's like, I've had nothing but wonderful experiences at metal concerts. And she's like, yeah, right. These guys are demonic. It was terrible. It was
so bad.
Yeah, it was bad. If you haven't seen that clip, I think it was on the Graham Norton, I think is that host's name. I never really watched him. Anyway, next up, we have a movie here called Carved. Now, this one doesn't even have a poster yet, but it comes out this month, supposedly, on Hulu. I know really nothing about it, but because it is coming to Hulu, I thought that was noteworthy. If it comes in any of the major streaming platforms as like an exclusive, this is one, yet another, because we had the Hold Your Breath, we had Mr. Crockett, and we had that other one that I just said earlier. That's also going to Hulu as well.
Oh my gosh, you literally just said it.
I didn't just say it.
I know, but
or maybe... Wait.
Maybe not.
Oh, maybe not.
Oh, okay. Maybe we're both just crazy. I thought
you
had said
this is the third thing.
Oh, okay.
I guess whatever.
So hold your breath.
It says when a heartbroken teenage playwright, her younger brother, and a desperate group of survivors become trapped in a historical reenactment village on Halloween night, they must band together to survive a relentless assault by sentient and vengeful pumpkin. by a
that kind
by
of
a
sounds
pumpkin.
like Pumpkinhead.
Okay, so it's carved. The
Yeah.
the jack-o'-lantern is coming after him. I wonder if it has a body or if it's just floating
Just
around.
the Pumpkinhead?
That would be interesting.
Or just the pumpkin, I mean.
This one, much like Monster Summer, is like a family-friendly horror thing. This is a French film. This is coming straight to Netflix on October the 23rd and stars the professional himself, Jean Reno. And it is called Family Pack. Really, all I know is it deals with werewolves. So there you go. If you're a big fan of Jean Reno, that's definitely something to look out for. Leon, the Professional, is a favorite movie of mine, so I'll always give him a shot.
Yeah.
But sometimes he makes movies like Godzilla with Matthew Broderick, and it's garbage. So you never know what you're going to get. All right, next up. This one I knew literally nothing about. In fact, a few of these I'd never heard of when I started doing the research. So this is one to be excited for. I think this is definitely going to be one up Kayleigh's alley for sure. This one's called Your Monster, and it's coming to theaters, probably limited. Once again, I haven't seen any advertisements for this, but it's October 25th, and it stars Melissa Barrera. And it supposedly is some kind of like horror comedy rom-com thing of like a girl falling in love with some monster in her closet that helps her find her voice to become a better actress.
Oh, that sounds super cute.
So
I'm excited for that.
Maybe a Lisa Frankenstein or something like that.
But with Melissa Barrera.
Yeah.
Who I love.
That could be good. Next up, we have the new Sam Raimi produced Don't Move. This is coming to Netflix October the 25th. I know that this has something to do with a girl being injected with a paralytic agent and her trying to run and get somewhere as fast as she can before her body completely shuts down on her from the agent, taking over her body. So I would assume that, it's going to start to take over like a foot and then a leg. And she's going to have to try to like push through as the, it starts to take over different parts of her body as she's trying to run.
So bad.
Yeah.
Stressful. It sounds like a stressful movie.
Very, very good concept. Also on Netflix on October 30th, we have a movie called Time Cut. This looks shockingly similar to a Prime original horror film we got last year called... what was that movie called where they go back in time? Killer.
Oh my god.
I
can't believe I'm forgetting it. I know what you're talking about. It has the girl that I always think looks like
I can see his face in my head. The mask is the dude smiling.
Yeah, it's a good mask. It's a really good mask.
I can't believe I'm blanking on the title of this movie right now. You guys all know what we're talking about.
You do. You totally know what we're talking about.
It looks very, very similar to this movie. I really didn't think I would totally kill her.
Totally kill her. Okay.
I said kill her first, and it threw me off.
Yeah, that's what threw me off too. Because I was like, what comes
kill her
after
what?
Killer?
Kill her what?
I was like, it was something. Yeah, that's good. Totally Killer, which we both liked a lot. I thought it was really funny. It was really good. So this looks super similar to it then, huh?
Yeah, it has to do with like time travel. Yeah. Back to 2003, and they're trying to stop a murderer.
Interesting. It'll be cool to see. Sorry, the 2003 recreation.
Mm-hmm. It says the murder is set on repeat. That makes me think that it's more of like a time loop movie. But it says Time Cut. I thought I had read it's a go back in the past movie. That would be kind of wild if it was a go back in the past and time loop.
And it was also a time loop. Might be just one or the other.
Mix of genres. Anyway, okay, lastly here in the film department, we have a movie called Director's Cut, and this comes out, I think, Halloween night. And this one has to deal with a punk band shooting like a music video. Anytime you can, merge horror and punk rock, I'm always
usually a good combo.
It's usually a good combo. You can get stuff like The Green Room, but then there's other films like The Ranger, which really didn't work for me. It just depends. I mean, there's always, you're never going to have any subgenre that's perfect, but the blending of the two typically are good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, now on over to the television side of things. We have episodes of Daryl Dixon from the Walking Dead spinoff, obviously. The Book of Carol is what this second season is called. So if you caught season 1 and you're looking forward to the next Daryl Dixon season, I know a lot of people are like, Walking Dead, that shit ended 500 years ago. Why aren't you done with it? Some of us still like it. I still watch it. I watch all the spinoffs, Dead City, The Ones Who Live, whatever. I'll be watching this as well. Next up, we have a James Wan produced TV series coming to Peacock called Teacup.
Oh.
I don't know really much about it. I saw a trailer, but the trailer's fairly vague, which is good. This comes out October 10th. So, at least half of the season or at least a few episodes will air within October. I don't know if everything drops at once or not. That would be definitely worth looking into. It looks like... Oh, that is not the right button. It looks like... No. It looks like you get 2 episodes on the 10th, and then I don't know how it's going to run from there. Next up, we have a television series coming to Peacock on October 18th, which is 1 week later. And this one stars Bruce Campbell himself, a television horror series with Bruce Campbell. Obviously, the last one he did, to my memory, I don't remember another one that he did, but was Ash vs. Evil Dead, which is wonderful. This one's called Hysteria, and that's all I really need to know. Is
just Bruce Campbell.
Bruce
horror.
Campbell, horror. Yeah. That's it. I'm in. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Next up, on October the 15th, on Hulu, we have a new season of American Horror Stories. This is season 4. I can't believe they're on season 4 already.
So crazy. We haven't watched anything.
We watched
2
episodes of season 1 and 1 episode of season 2. Yeah. And we liked them. We didn't dislike them, but we just never stuck with them.
So we've been talking about revisiting American Horror Stories and
American Horror Story.
American Horror Story, because I haven't seen a lot of the seasons.
God,
so I'd be curious to go through it. It's got so many
peaks and valleys, within the seasons.
Yeah.
It's such a rocky show. It's so hard to want to get excited about it because the seasons always start strong.
Yeah.
And so few of them are able to continue with that steam.
It's a shame. But we did like the episodes we saw of American Horror Stories, so
yeah, they were good.
If we have time, maybe we can jump into it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we are currently watching the show From on MGM Plus. This will have at least 4 episodes that air in October.
Yeah.
So if you have not watched it, definitely catch up on it. Or wait for the season to end, then get MGM for the free 7 days.
Yeah.
Knock out that. Although, of course, we want this show to get renewed. So this MGM has to actually get some traffic in order for them to renew these kinds of shows. But whatever. Yeah. Another show we are currently watching is Grotesquerie, which will have probably 4 or so episodes premiering within the month of October. We are 2 episodes in now. The next episode comes out tomorrow, as well as another show, which is Agatha All Along. Yay! It definitely has horror in it, for sure. Does. Kaylee's currently in love with it. I'm very much enjoying it, but she's crazy about it.
Yeah, I think it might be my favorite show that we're watching at the moment. It's such a great witchy show. That's what I'm really into about it. So yeah. I
know a lot of people are hating on it, but it is
I
what
really
it is.
like it.
We don't care. And then another show that we also have started. It came out, I think, yesterday is when the first episode aired, but then the next 3 final episodes will be airing within October. And this is Junji Ito's adaptation of Uzumaki.
Yes.
And the first episode.
Oh, it was fantastic. It literally is they took the manga and made it come to life.
Yeah.
It's weird. I have never seen an anime like that before, that it just looks like it came straight out of the comic book.
Yeah.
So, which is cool. I really like the style. It's all in black and white. and just like it would be in the book, and it's great. I haven't read enough Junji Ito's like works, unfortunately, because I still need to borrow them from Alex.
Shout out to Alex from Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. But he got sent all of the Junji Ito collection from one of his people.
Yeah, you better be watching this show too.
Hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of books.
He has such a great Junji Ito's like horror style is like perfect for me. I love the Japanese like folklore cultural aspect of it. I love the way that it's like drawn. I think it's really creepy. It's very cosmic horror.
Yeah.
Very out there. So yeah, I'm really into it so far. I think if you're a fan of like, I don't see why you wouldn't like it if you like the manga.
Yeah.
So.
All right, and finally, a second season of a show I have yet to check out because honestly, I didn't even know it had come out until it had already aired for quite a while because I had heard that it was going to happen, and then I got mixed reception on whether or not it was going to be animated or it was going to be live action, and we were all hoping it was going to be live action, and it became animated, and then I just lost sight of it, but we have a second season coming out. Here, October 3rd is when it starts. I don't know if they drop everything at once or not. I doubt it because it's HBO Max once again. But this is Gremlins, The Wild Batch. I don't know anything about the quality of season 1, but I do love the Gremlins movies, and I think it could be fun. This should be something to watch with my kids.
Yeah.
So if you are a fan of Gremlins and you watched the first season and you enjoyed it, or if you're like, oh, they made a Gremlin show, it is animated, as I had said, but second season is starting here on October the 3rd, this Thursday, in 2 days. So
exciting.
It's a property that I really like, but as I said, I have not watched 1 second of the first season, so I can't talk to its quality. So that is everything that I could find. I think it's 25 films and like 8 television series. So for anyone who's like, nothing is coming out, I don't have anything to watch, there was probably 20 other films that I didn't even write down because I was like, these don't look like something super noteworthy. That does not mean that they're not going to be good.
Yeah.
They could be total hidden gems. There's tons of movies that come out every year that have not 1 star, do not come out on any popular streaming service, do not have any buzz that surrounds them. I throw them on late at night. I just did this with a Tubi original the other night called No Voltes, which I was a huge fan of, and I had not heard 1 single person talking about it. And every person who's taken my recommendation and has watched it thus far has really enjoyed it or loved it. So it does not mean that these other films are not quality. I just didn't want to mention them because I'm trying to make the list a little more concise and a little bit more something that would actually appeal to a more mass audience. So go to like upcominghorrormovies.com, look on there if you want to see the other films maybe I didn't mention, or other sites, because I had to go all over the internet looking for them. What would you think is your most anticipated film of October? I know there's a lot to choose from, but which one are you looking forward to the most?
Of October? I mean, there's definitely 3 main ones.
Okay.
But I'll say probably Smile 2, just because Smile was it just was so good to me. I know that a lot of people like thought it was dumb. I know it's a mixed bag, but anyway, I'm very excited for the sequel. I'm really interested to see like bigger, scarier, smilier. And then obviously I will say like the next one that is maybe tied with that is the VHS Beyond. Okay. I love the concept of the VHS movies. I know that we always have a really great time watching them and like talking about the segments, and like sometimes you find really great segments, and I don't know, I'm just excited for it. I love found footage. And then obviously the third is Terrifier 3 for me. So those are the 3.
Okay.
What about you?
For me, the movie I want to be the most successful, the one I want to win over the audience and really be a huge hit to me and everyone else, especially me, essentially me, obviously me, because it is my favorite Stephen King novel, is Salem's Lot. So if we could get a super killer Salem's Lot reimagining here, I would be over the moon about that. I want this to be something that really resonates and really does a good job adapting the novel. I'm really curious on how long this movie is going to be, since the original TV miniseries is quite long, and the Rob Lowe miniseries that they made even long, 2004 I want to say, is like freaking at least 3 hours, but maybe 4 hours. So it's a Stephen King novel. It's big. Of course, I'm super excited for Smile 2. I love the first one. I have a really good feeling about Mr. Crockett.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know. From the trailer, I was like, this could be the Hulu gem of the year.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I like that, like, analog, like, ARG kind of feel that the trailer gave me of some, lost, forgotten kind of, like, Mr. Rogers, but like scary. Because these kids remember it, but then it's like some twisted version of it or something.
Yeah, it's I love that concept too. Like when you said, I haven't seen the trailer, but when you said it was sort of giving
I saw the TV Glow.
I saw the TV Glow, Channel Zero. And then that also reminds me, I read this book earlier this year, I think, called Mr. Midnight, which I was talking to you about, that I was super into. That's essentially about a bunch of kids that were on a television show for kids, like, long ago, and it's lost media now, and like people online talk about it, and anyway, the people as adults like gather to kind of uncover the mystery, because they have our main character can't remember a lot of what happened when she was on the show, and it's a really, really cool book. But that's an exciting concept. I think that can be really creepy when it's done effectively.
And then, of course, Daddy's Head, which is getting a lot of rave reviews.
I'm interested in that, too. I mean, I'm excited for, like, everything to check it all out, so
that's the list. Let us know if you find other things that you find that are missing from this list. If there's any glaring titles that we missed, it is absolutely possible. And I'd love to find out more. But I think there's plenty to get excited for in the month of October. And I hope you guys have a really good October and get a lot of watches in. And we will be doing the same. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, because we will be covering pretty much every single thing we discussed here, as we always do. So we also want to know what your most anticipated movie is as well. And we will see you in the comments.